Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. As the Tennessee Titans, as well as the rest of the NFL, are up in Indy. Rand Carthon and Brian Callahan both met with the media earlier today. Rand Carthon says, hey, we like 7th. We'd pick it, but, we're open.
I like 7, but I'm open. We have to listen to any offers that may come. Our long-term goal is to build this football team into a consistent winner. And the way you do that is building through the draft. And off of that, you need draft picks to do that. So would definitely be willing to listen, but it has to make sense for us.
Former Tennessee Titans tight end Jonnu Smith is available because the Falcons just cut him a little while ago. Last season, though, he had career highs in both catches as well as receiving yards. We have college baseball happening here in just a few minutes as Tennessee hosts High Point. No, I have no clue where High Point is located, but you can watch it on the SEC Network Plus as High Point is in Knoxville to take on the Vols. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up? Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Britt Doherty with you. Got storms coming.
Storms coming?
Yeah.
Babsy in town?
No.
Oh, well, ain't no real storm. We can handle whatever else is coming.
Well, I shouldn't say no. I don't know. She's, maybe I do know. But she is on assignment, Babsy is.
Yeah.
She'll be back on Thursday.
Okay.
In time to give her thoughts on the Tennessee-Auburn game, which will be Wednesday night.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait. We get into it. Bets will be made.
We're going to talk tons of Titans football today, but since you're there, Grant Ramey presented a great quote from Tennessee big man Jonas Adu today. Adu had a huge dunk against Texas A&M. He was asked what he said on the way back down the court after the dunk. He said, quote, yeah, a lot of cuss words.
Good job. That's my big man. Welcome to the Boom Boom Room.
Because it wasn't even like a drop step big man dunk. It wasn't an oop. It was a catch it at the free throw line, take 2 steps, and
big
go
boy
in.
Dunk, yeah.
And nobody wanted any.
No, at all. And then Garcia had a chance to jump, and he kind of just, nope, I don't want that. Smart decision. Smart decision by the young man.
So, anyway, we got a lot going on. Rod Slay is here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
I had my hand on that
building.
2 minutes.
I'm in
The
the
moment
building.
I
I'm in
moved
the
this, when he
building.
said it, called for it.
That's what teammates do.
So, you mentioned Tennessee's playing High Point. We're going to watch it in the studio. Tennessee undefeated, ranked between 7 and 9, depending on where you look. High Point, Hunk, I think, is in North Carolina.
It is. It's actually in High Point, North Carolina. I looked it up after I said it.
How close is High Point to anything? Like, what is High Point close to, I guess, is a better way to ask it.
High Point is nestled in between the Appalachian Mountains and Winston-Salem. Actually, correction, it's between Winston-Salem and Greensboro. Is basically the best way to describe
Okay,
that.
nobody knows where Greensboro, North Carolina is.
So just say, Winston-Salem is probably the closest, quote-unquote, major city that it's close to.
I will say, for a long time, there was one road into Bryson City, North Carolina, which is where Heath Schuler grew up. I think they've improved that situation, but for a long time, there was only one way in, one way out.
Wow.
These little mountain towns, man.
Well, you know what I'm about to do?
I don't.
Place a bet.
On Tennessee versus High
You
Point.
better believe it. -4.5. Let's get it.
You also have about an hour and a half to vote on or to get something betted when it comes to Vanderbilt and Indiana State because that starts at 4:30.
I'm seeing that one right here, too.
Since we're talking about
Sycamores.
betting, again, this is a free-flowing show if you're new to 3HL. Weird line. Kentucky, a 3.5-point dog at the hump, Mississippi State.
Mississippi State playing really, really well.
They've won 5 games in a row. But Kentucky's playing really, really well, too.
Yes, they are.
This one feels, again, like they're begging you to bet Kentucky. And that Mississippi State's going to handle it.
I think Mississippi State is going to handle this.
From a matchup standpoint?
Yep.
I can't wait to get in the tournament because this is such a basketball is a matchup sport anyway, but it's even more so apparent this year.
Yeah,
because you have so many older players that are still there. You know, we were talking about that with regard to college football. Like 3 years ago, there was 149 early entries, something like that, and this year there was 39.
Wow.
So NIL is changing the college landscape.
Well, it's here, baby.
And some older rosters. And that is definitely affecting college basketball because we talked about this the other day. Ranked team going to unranked team, win percentage lowest since the poll era.
And that's the point. The hump is a tough place to play.
You hated playing there.
You didn't like it. I didn't like the cowbells. I didn't like
how it's laid out in general.
Yeah, it's no. But I got to give credit to these
Does it look
ADs.
kind of like municipal auditorium in
yes,
there?
it does. Yeah. Echoes and everything, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Diddle Arena is kind of like that at Western.
Perfect example. But giving shout out to the ADs or whoever it is that's in charge of moving fans down towards the court. They did the same thing at the hump, and they put a steel cage, in a sense, behind the bench. And the kid, that
was like the underground.
Yeah,
the girls would be dancing in the steel cages.
Bingo. What you got? Like they beating on the steel cage the whole time, so it's
We're
even
talking
louder.
about Knoxville, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
so they're beating on the steel cages.
It's nuts. And home environments are nuts, man.
I got you. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
We got a lot going on. There's tons of Titans information. First day of the NFL Combine 2024 today. It is alive and kicking. I enjoyed watching Buck do his show there. Lucas back here handling things, and Buck got it done. Talking with Rand Carthon about a number of things, talking with Brian Callahan about a number of things, talking about some NFL things, and we'll get to the Titans stuff. There are a few NFL bits of news and notes as we roll through the Tuesday edition of 3HL. Chicago Bears general manager Ryan Poles said that he has no, quote, master plan to let loose at the Combine with regard to their quarterback position. However, he did say they want to figure it out as quickly as possible out of fairness to Justin Fields, partly, but because they also need to figure out what they're doing. They have the number one pick thanks to Carolina, and it's going to be Caleb Fields probably. And he said he had no concern about Justin Fields ending up coming to Chicago. He wants to go to Washington apparently because that's where he grew up.
Everybody wants to go home. That's funny where we are today. Like guys being in NFL able to basketball. We heard about this. People kind of demanding and hinting where they want to go. Football the last couple of years has really been.
I mean, Eli Manning did it.
Yeah.
John Elway did it. Is there anybody else that pulled it off?
That pulled it off. That's tough. Can't think of one offhand.
I was thinking in the moment, Eli Manning, the way that it was basically fueled by his dad, Archie, yep. And I was concerned about Eli moving forward, and I guess this is kind of when the news cycle started to move quickly, but I was concerned in that moment that he was just going to be labeled a baby,
yep.
Childish baby forever, and I mean it went away.
I agree.
615-737-1045 if you want in. Field said he's tired of the drama. He deleted the Bears from all of his social media stuff. So that's a thing.
That'll stop it.
Yeah.
But did you hear the reason why?
No.
He just wanted to unplug and not have the Bears be a part of the algorithm and be seeing all of that. So he erased the NFL and the Bears.
Do you think that that's true?
No.
So
I mean, it might be. I don't know.
He does realize that there's a filter in his Twitter that can say, if do not put these words, Bears, at Bears, #Bears.
Exactly.
You can take that.
It is
and
ways to do it. It's way this. The answer. This is why we got to stop being so hard on the athletes, man, when they give transparent answers. Because then you get answers like this.
Answers.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Try to look at it from their perspective, why they're giving that answer. This is.
I'd rather know what you think than not know what
Give
you
me
think.
that all day long.
And then, we can deal with it. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in how people look at things.
Right.
So, I don't necessarily get mad at it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Why would he think like that?
I want to know what makes you tick.
Yeah.
To me, it's really interesting because, everybody's different.
If you don't want to see it, just create another page.
True. Broncos coach Sean Payton said today that a decision on quarterback Russell Wilson's future with the team will come, quote, within the next 2 weeks,
This
end quote.
Interesting. This is an interesting
There's
story
no
with
way
him.
Russell Wilson is back with that team. Is there?
I mean, they got to pay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the way he's back with that team. I ain't leaving that money on the table.
Oh, man. What a situation.
No, that is nuts.
That is entertainment.
Every bit of it. Did we? No, okay. Who sent that to us?
Who sent what to what?
Russell Wilson.
I just saw it on Twitter.
Okay, no, he commented on it about Sean Payton arguing and
said,
hollering at him on the sideline. Trying to get him
I didn't see that. I did see, my goal is to win, whether it's here or somewhere else.
Oh, well, hold on.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, buddy.
Timmy thinks you look tired.
Timmy.
Your schedule is incredible. Like, you're on a plane again tonight.
That's correct.
Voodoo Donuts.
Yep. Back to it.
Oh, you're going?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to. I mean, I never want to, y'all. It's a magnetic pull. It pulls me over in that
They're
area.
directly behind TSA.
And you saw it. It's
That's
like
just bad. I mean, it's amazing. Actually, that's the best
Right.
spot they could be at.
I mean, right after you walk into security.
it's there.
It doesn't matter what gate you're going to.
Security's
You can
already
go right
taken all
there.
your food away, and you're just like, dang it, I'm hungry.
Yeah, they paid a premium for
that
that
was
spot.
perfect. And then it's bright pink where you can't miss. Like, what is that pink thing?
And then there's a bar around the corner that no one knows about because it's around the corner.
Yep. It's a perfect place. Ideal spot.
High Point, Timmy says, born in North Carolina, dumb state. Edward, you're what?
High Point was also the last location that Tubby Smith coached at. He was there for 4 seasons.
It sure was.
From 2018
It
to
sure was.
2022. He only had one winning season.
Yep. He had, guess who played under him? Coach Peterson's son, Rob Peterson.
Wow.
When Rob Peterson was a baby, I dove for a loose ball and took Rob out and didn't even know it. No, like took him out.
You took out the baby.
Like almost like.
Baby Rob?
Like, yeah, like, dude.
How old's Rob now?
Oh, Rob, grown. Rob got to be about 24.
Did he ever get you back?
No, that's my man too, man.
I always thought about Blaine said he was talking about crackback blocks in the NFL one time. And he was like, I always got everybody back. The one guy never got back was Hines Ward.
Yeah, he's sneaky with it.
He was like, man, Hines Ward will kill you. The real question, this from Timmy, the real question, Neighbors or Rome? Malik Neighbors or Rome? The dudes are, I will say, and we're going to play all this audio and talk about this throughout the course of the show. We've got no guests. It's just us and you. So if you want in, and we're going to talk Titans football when we come back, 615-737-1045. Head coach made it sound, he said, I prefer guys that score touchdowns.
Yes.
When asked about offensive line or receiver.
Yep. Is that telling to you, Yor?
They did it in Cincinnati. And he even talked about it today with Buck. They took Jamar Chase, passed on Penei Sewell. They felt like both guys were going to be all pros. But he said, if you can win on the outside, you can win.
All you need is a quick step. Go.
It's almost like he's setting the market to be ready for it,
At some point.
Instead of like surprising you at 7 with a Dunze or something.
And I'll still be on my heel. Offensive lineman.
How big is that hill?
Huge.
Richard Hendricks Hill yesterday with Sears to be the player of the year was, you said it was more like a
Sand
mound? A sand dune.
Sand dune.
Mm-hmm. Little baby sand dune.
Which you're not supposed to touch. You're not supposed to touch sand dunes. Did y'all know that?
Why?
It's against federal law.
A lot of them, they put these like horrible fences around, like it's supposed to keep you out.
I'll go dive in a sand dune.
Those little white picket fences.
Yeah, that are made of like just
They immediately look 30 years old.
like plywood.
The second they put them in.
Sand dune can't stop me.
615-737-1045. Titans Talk next on 1045 The Zone.
What is happening, good people? Listen, you feeling a little tired, a little grumpy? They said, hey, man, Slay look a little tired. Well, if that's the case, I need to scurry on over to Low T Center because they will get everything back in order. When they testing vitals, you can go do the exact same thing, get your T-levels tested, only for $25 right there at Low T Center. Results back in about 25 minutes. Make your health and quality of life a priority. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Brentwood Jewelry, my friends over there, and Slay's friends on Church Street over there in Brentwood. just off Franklin Road. They have everything ready for you gift-wise. No matter what you're looking for during the course of the year, holidays or just anniversaries, birthdays, whatever you need, they will be able to help you out. Also, it's always a perfect time for that perfect proposal, and Brentwood Jewelry here to help you pop that question. Let them help take the stress out of selecting that perfect engagement ring for you. Excuse me. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings or talk with their custom design specialists to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. They have an incredible watch selection as well. Necklaces, bracelets, pendants, diamonds, rings, everything you need. Maybe you have a family heirloom that's precious to you, but not a style or a piece that you would wear today. It's hard to let somebody take your priceless heirloom and transform that into something you can wear every day, but that's exactly what Brentwood Jewelry is known for, creating custom pieces. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you until 6 o'clock.
You got us.
YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You can watch the show live. F&M Bank chat is open. How into the combine do you get? Like, how much do you consume on the NFL Network?
I like to see 40s. You know what I'm saying? I like the entertainment value in that.
I do too.
What else do I like?
Even though that's one of the least most important things
right.
for a lot of people. But, like, I like to see the big dudes go. So, like, when Darnell Wright ran a 5-flat 40.
There you go.
Like, watching that is incredible.
Yep. That's the way the athlete is built now. I'm intrigued by it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just for show. It's a dog and pony show. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
615-737-1045. Buck doing a great job up there. He's headed to Bloomington, Indiana to watch his Hoosiers take on Wisconsin.
Is he?
Indiana, a 4.5-point underdog to the Cheese People.
Why are you going to that, Buck? Why are you going?
He's a Hoosier fan.
Yeah, okay.
He once dressed up like a banana.
You know what?
Just fried.
I respect
beyond
that.
Fried. He was a fried banana.
I respect that. Yes, he was. I respect that. Salute the Buck. Your team sucks and you still rolling with it. I love that, actually. I love that. I don't like the fair weather fan. Give me that one all day long. Complaining. He's been saying he want Mike Woodson fired, and guess what he still does? Goes and supports.
It's so funny, too.
I like that.
The game where he was dressed as a banana was on national television because they were playing, I think Kentucky was ranked number 1, and they beat them with a last-second 3. And everyone storms the floor, and he and his buddy are just standing in the crowd like they don't even know what just happened.
Too fried. Too fried little bananas.
Bananas Foster.
Yeah.
615-737-1045. Trey in Nashville. Trey, what up, man?
What's up?
What up, Trey?
You got it, Trey.
What's going on? Hey, I am the happiest person because y'all been saying we need a defensive tackle, blah 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 blah. I've been saying for 2 years we've been needing playmakers, right? Y'all know it. So what did coach say today? We need playmakers on the team. It can't all about D-Hop. You know, you got to have somebody else to throw the ball to. We can't run the ball on 4th and 5. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
I like it. And you got to remember.
4th and 1 on the goal line. We running dick. What?
You got to remember, too, Trey. He said if all things are even.
All things are even.
All things are even.
He left himself some room. He did get, like, wide receiver and tight end guy like me excited about that possibility.
He did. Hey, that's why I'm excited. That's why it could be Brock Bowers. It could be somebody
Trey,
else.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Playmakers. Need playmakers.
I ain't with you, Trey.
Slay's not with you, Trey.
Bro.
What up?
Hey, I'm 50 years old, right?
Yeah.
If Brock Bowers come to Tennessee, that'll be the first jersey I buy.
Slay, actually, you like that pick, maybe.
I do like Bowers.
You could get behind that one.
He's a baby Travis Kelce.
I like it.
Baby Travis Kelce.
Potential is there. I will not disagree with you yet.
Hey, y'all have a good day, okay?
Appreciate it,
Take
brother.
care,
See you, you too.
Yeah, you said yet. I will not disagree with you
Not yet. But I just believe when you games are won, if this is your prized possession behind you, in Will Levis, you got to be able to protect him. Or, I guess let him run for his life. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I thought he used a good example when talking about Joe Burrow already being there, being established, and then Jamar Chase and what's his name? Penei Sewell, yeah. Them coming up, he knew both of them could be all-pro guys, and they are. And, you know, it was different what they needed at that time. They needed the playmaker, so.
He did say some things, though, that made you think, it may be coming.
Yep.
He said, the more talented receivers you have, the better chance you have to score points.
Can't dispute that. I cannot dispute that. He is absolutely right.
He actually addressed that today on Buck Rising's show, and he talked about why they chose Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell.
You know, one of the things I've always said when asked about this debate is I had landed at some point in my career, usually in Denver is usually what I liken back to when we had Demaryius Thomas Wes Welker, Julius Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders. Obviously, we had a great quarterback that was at the end of his career, but those guys in one-on-one situations could win when you needed them to win in a tight moment at the end of a game, all those things. And so that's always resonated with me. And when we had a chance to pick a player like Jamar, I always just thought back to what that offense looked like, and that was sort of the vision of what we were trying to look like in Cincinnati with an elite quarterback, elite processor, to find guys that could go win and separate. And the debate was always, well, you got to protect the quarterback, obviously, or you can't throw the ball. And we didn't necessarily believe that. We felt like if you got great players on the perimeter, they can go win versus press coverage. And all the teams that are trying to condense everything and rush the passer, if you can win quick, you can throw quick. So that was our philosophy in that moment. Obviously, Jamar Chase coming out, premier player. There was no doubt that he was going to be an all-pro player. There was no doubt that Penei Sewell was going to be an all-pro style tackle. There was no question on either one of those players, their talent level and how they would fit in the NFL. I think that's unique. I don't know that you're ever going to get in a spot where both of those guys
different year
are that caliber of player where there's going to be one that's going to be better than the other, and that sort of makes a decision for you at the end of the day. But I've always felt like today's offenses, I think you still have to protect the quarterback, but to score points, you got to have guys that can score points. And I've always felt that. I've always believed that. That doesn't mean that we're just going to automatically take a receiver.
You're giving people chest tightness,
yeah,
Brian.
no, that doesn't. I don't mean to say that. I'm just philosophically, I've always felt like the more talented receivers you have, the better chance you have to score points. But that being said, we are in year one here versus year three. We were in Cincinnati. We had a young Joe Burrow already played a year, and we were trying to give him as many weapons as we could. So I think the situations, while the position comparison is similar, I think the situations ultimately are pretty different.
Well, I think he told you a lot.
Yeah, he told so much.
I think he tried really hard to sell you on both sides that they could take anybody, and that's what you should do when you have the seventh pick, and maybe you look for people that are nosing around at trading with you on that pick. Maybe you can trade down and acquire some draft capital. But I think he told you philosophically where he is. You need explosive playmakers to score points, and that's where I am.
And you know what, so in the chat they've been talking about this. I said it yesterday as well. We heard on Radio Row a rep we trust say that getting Bill Callahan, he can turn Schiano into chicken salad. Yeah. So, but to me, that does not mean put his back against the wall and go, let's wait till the 5th, 6th round to go get any kind of lineman that's left out there, and he'll just figure it out on the fly. Now, listening to Brian Callahan talk about going to get playmakers, he does have my ears open because he's calling the plays. He knows what he needs out there. If he feels he has a quarterback that can deliver like that, then why would you not give him weapons? Why would you wait to build a line?
I really take from that comment that everyone, like nationally in these mock drafts, for the most part, I saw one at Dunze, but for the most part, everybody's got Titans going left tackle.
Yeah.
That's not a guarantee. Not listening to that guy talk. That's not a guarantee.
So let me ask you
if he
this.
feels like there's a wide receiver like Jamar Chase that he feels like is that guy that's like an elite wide receiver for years to come, he's going to take him. The question is that guy there? Is that Malik Neighbors? Is that Odunze? Is it not? Are those guys really like further down the list? I don't know. But my guess is, especially the way he talked about Burrow, we had a quarterback that could process things quickly and get the ball out quickly. What that tells me is they've spent a lot of time, and probably still are, evaluating Will Levis.
Yes.
Is he that guy that can hold up if we wait on fixing that problem by being able to get the ball out smartly and quickly?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. And I want to know, do you believe that I'm hell-bent on offensive line because of the line the past 2 years being so bad and the team still holding on to King Henry and knowing that you need an offensive line? Am I still stuck in the mindset of, man, we're going to run this rock like Trey just called, 4th and 5, we're going to run this ball. We know we're giving it like we got to push the ball. We got to move the line of scrimmage in order to have success. Am I still under those thoughts? And watching them, I think I am. So maybe I need to evolve just a little bit, because if you got a guy back there at quarterback that's a dog, you give him weapons and let him go to work.
I think that's what he was trying to tell you without telling you specifically, is like, we've got to evaluate Will Levis, see if he's that guy.
Am I changing?
It feels like you kind of are.
I don't think I am.
All right, we'll check back with you on your change
I'm nervous.
at the end of the show,
I'm scared a little bit.
because we're going to hear more from Brian Callahan and Rand Carthon. I will say this, Rand Carthon about Tyjae Spears, going to get more work. Tyjae Spears going to get more work. He also said he's made of the right S word.
See? See? And that's the other part to it. Maybe you don't need this brute offensive line. Was Kansas City offensive line great? No.
No, they had the most holding penalties in the NFL.
So
They held their own.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it was cool.
Literally.
It was,
But oddly enough, the last two Super Bowls, no holding penalties.
okay. So, but you have that coming into the situation. You know what you got. Now I'm not saying he's Mahomes back there, but if you got a guy you believe in, to your point, we just need a offensive line.
Doesn't that, now you guys were talking about what you're paying attention to in the combine this weekend, doesn't this also make you want to watch the receiving portion of the running backs workouts now? Because that's part of why Tyjae Spears was drafted and why the Titans liked him, was because of his catching ability.
I think they will definitely take a running back. Just like Cosell said that last offseason, they're telling you who they want to be by how they draft. And so they go mid-round running backs 2 years in a row. I think they're going to do it again. And then I think you're going to see a two-headed with a third monster. You know what I mean? And I think you're gonna see Tyjae Spears be the focal point, unless they are able to bring in a Alvin Kamara or something like that. But I think under normal situations, you've got Tyjae Spears who will be the head of that conglomerate, the committee, the running back committee. I think Haskins will get more run, and then whoever they draft this year, and those will be the three.
This is going to be interesting how they shake it. This just got even more interesting.
They love Spears, though.
Yeah,
I mean, they do not hold back. Behind the scene conversation, publicly. I mean, he said he's made of the right S word.
That's their guy. That's their guy.
Tells you a lot.
And also defense. Maybe the line is better when the play is a little bit less predictable. I don't know, man.
Yep.
I'm frustrated.
Well, I mean, they said that offseason. Like, they want to be able to have players that can do multiple things out there, so you can't, like, your personnel doesn't dictate the play call.
Bingo.
Like, you can do multiple things with people. And Spears gives you
Hey,
that.
man.
Spears gave him that last year.
I still want O-line.
615-737-1045. Jim in Spring Hill. Jim, what up?
Hey, love your show. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Been hearing about this all day, just off and on. And the question or comment I'd like to make, and I'll hang up and listen, is, the coach that's making this decision is going to choose perhaps a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. And, me as a fan, I'd love to have some, Jamar Chase or some guy like that. If he's there, I'm sure they'll grab him. But then for years we saw this Bengals team kind of saying year after year, we got to get a better line to protect Joe Burrow. And he was running for his life, every game, and he made it work. He made it work, and they got
they
playoffs
played,
and all
in
that.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good counterpoint.
Yeah.
But listen, this is my point. Will Levis, he's kind of just getting started here. And do you want him running for his life? It could work. It's a gamble, but, there's a part of me that's like, I want the flash and the star, but I'd like a nice anchor guy to protect him so he can have a little confidence to stay more than 3 seconds before he has to take off running.
Well, when they took Jamar Chase, that was year 3 for that group, the coaching group, but it was year 2 for Joe Burrow. I mean, it was. So in terms of the quarterback, it was the same situation. If they take an offensive lineman, they've evaluated Will Levis, and he's not the guy that can get like he just described Joe Burrow being the guy that can get the ball out quickly, can do all those things. He's just a different dude. But if they take a wide receiver, I think they have something.
I think Levis can do it. Let me just say that on the record. He does seem like he could get it out quick, and he'd be okay. And he's a little bigger than Joe Burrow. He might withstand that a little bit more, So, I just thought I'd throw it out there. But just the main point I'm making is just that if you do that, the team that did that made a good choice to take Chase and all that. But they continue to have their quarterback running for his life. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Yeah, but they did play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But he was absolutely
and they were
right.
in it. Could have won it.
It was absolutely right. Like, every time it came back to him, it was always their offensive line. They need to get offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
This is Matt Miller.
But they won despite that.
Right. Matt Miller released his 2024 NFL draft rankings, top 50 prospects. 1 is Caleb Williams, 2, Marvin Harrison Jr., 3, Malik Neighbors. Comparison, Stephon Diggs. 4, who you've been talking about, Rome Odunze. Odunze. Compatible to Jamar Chase.
Great route runner, can get deep, 67% catch rate on contested routes. Phenomenal talent.
Said there will be questions about his time speed, but his tape is that of a rookie star with high-end potential.
Right. And he's going to work out. Malik Neighbors, the added benefit of him is that he at LSU played outside and inside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a solid lock. But
no, I don't either.
They're going left tackle.
I would love for the situation to pop up where you have the pick between Joe Alt at 7 and a Malik Neighbors type, or Odunze, whichever. I would love to see, because like you said, that's going to tell us a lot. But at the same time, you can't miss.
Right. I'm not saying if they go left tackle, they think Will Levis can't do it.
Right.
I just think they think he's a different dude.
He may need one more year of grooming.
Maybe, but that dude's got a lot of arm talent, man.
Under the Callahan system, this would be his 4th offensive coordinator?
4th in 4 years.
4th in 4 years. So maybe they don't know what they can know. Maybe they ain't seen enough of what they seen.
I know this. Jim White will check in from Indianapolis next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Ron Slay right here. Listen, KellumStemCellInstitute.com is where you should go to when you have inflammation. I mean, flaming your body. Yeah. Knees, shoulders, even my hip, man. All of it is getting back in order, and it was unbearable, honestly. Couldn't sleep on my right side. These are all things that, I had to deal with after playing 14 years pro and starting when I was 6, 7 years old, and it just wear and tear on your body, man. But you had an opportunity to go and get it taken care of. My body, my cells, I chose it to be my solution. You can do the exact same thing. I got the stem cells harvested and redeployed based on my needs, and that was on my knee. And as soon as I felt the injection go in, I promise you, an hour later, I felt the inflammation, boom, out of there. It was attacking it immediately. You can do the same. All you got to do is get you a consultation today at 615-850-4415. That's KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep. My friends at Gupton can help you out. Daniel Gupton, King Gupton, the crew, ready to help you. Just tell them what you're looking for. Maybe you need more space. Maybe you need a third row. Maybe you need something more gas efficient. Maybe you need to save some money on that payment. Just tell them what you're looking for, and they'll be able to help you. No pressure at all. They simply want you in the vehicle that's right for you, and that's what will happen when you go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. They've got an impeccable service department that will take care of you as well. They will alert you when you need an oil change or tires rotated and balanced, all those things. They do a great job of keeping up with that for you, and their service department is great. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 1045 this home. Brett Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Don Davenport will be back on Thursday. Producer of 3HL is Joe Hunt.
Sup?
Jim White checking in live in Indianapolis. Jimmy, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing well. Hope you guys are doing well.
How's the event going this year? You've been to a number of these.
I have, yeah. I was telling somebody I hate to do the math on how many nights I've spent in Indianapolis in my life. It's been easily triple digits between combine and games against the Colts, and it's really turned into quite an event. I used to go before it was in Lucas Oil Stadium, the old convention center that housed a lot of it, and old RCA Dome, I guess, and the crowds then were much smaller and certainly wasn't the media hype that it's turned into now. But now it's become quite an event. And the early part of the week is when the GMs and head coaches talk, and then you'll transition into players coming in the room tomorrow, workout starting at the end of the week, and you start to get some answers, and at least some clues about what your team's doing. You start to get an idea maybe what these prospects are all about too. I know not everyone does the workouts here, but it's still a good chance for NFL personnel to get to know some of these guys in the interview setting, and kind of helps, continue the process, I should say, because it really started with the Senior Bowl and some of these other All-Star games.
Yeah, it's interesting to listen to the team's coaches and general managers talk, and fans listen to their guys, obviously. But from a Titan perspective, I think my takeaway when I hear Brian Callahan talking about if you can win on the outside, you can win. He leans toward players that could score touchdowns, things like that. I think if you're dead set on and convinced left tackle at 7, I think you maybe should open up your mind a little bit.
Yeah, and this, let's face it, too, this is the time of year where people want to read into anything that anybody says. So I think, you can look at it. There are a lot of theories out there, and certainly the way they talk today made you think that that another position was possible, getting a playmaker, getting receivers possible. You've also heard theories that, because they've got Bill Callahan as the offensive line coach, maybe you take an approach that you can coach a guy up more. You don't need to take, a guy that high when you can maybe have an offensive line coach that's been doing it forever.
Yes.
You get a lot out of a guy who's maybe a 3rd or 4th round pick, stuff we used to see Mike Munchak do on a regular basis. Brian Callahan, didn't shoot that theory down, but he says ultimately, you want the best players you can get, and best players with best coaches is the best case scenario. But ultimately what it comes down to is how these guys test, how they do at pro days, what your tape looks like on these players, what the board looks like when you're on the clock, and a lot of factors will come into play. Who's taken, who's left, can you move out, get another guy at a similar priority or ranking a little bit later and get a pick. Does somebody slip to you didn't think was going to be there? Just a lot of things that will play out at the end of April.
Jim Wyatt with us, TennesseeTitans.com, at JWyatt Sports on Twitter.
Jimmy, listening to Rand, do you feel like he was more open, Callahan as well? You feel like they were more open in this environment than they were in the press conference, knowing like they know a little bit more, Senior Bowl is taking place. Now you get to this point, feeling a little bit more comfortable about in what direction they're headed?
Well, I think Rand seemed more relaxed. I don't know that he necessarily tipped his hand or really, gave away a lot of information, but he did seem very confident and very at ease in being in that seat this year. And maybe that's because he's now, there is a change in dynamic and who he's working with, and maybe he feels, a little bit more empowered because of the transition that's been made, and he's the guy calling the shots. I mean, he makes it clear that it's still going to be a collaboration there, but I think he's at a good place this year at the combine, even better than it was last year. I think that showed. I think Brian Callahan, just the more he's on this job and the more comfortable he is with the role, he gets more comfortable each time. So I thought both of them did really well at the podium, and then the spillover sessions were pretty enlightening as well.
You've been to a lot of these, Jimmy. What are you looking forward to? And as far as just not necessarily around the league, but more so our division, AFC South.
Well, I think, I don't know how. I mean, you're obviously going to find out about a lot of these prospects here in Indy. I think, it's well documented now how many players are not going to work out here and how many are going to let their pro days speak for them. I'm curious to see maybe what the rest of the division does and what your competition does. And we all know the Titans' deficiencies. So while I'm curious about the Texans and the Colts and the Jags, I also know well that the Titans have work to do at receiver, at left tackle, at cornerback, at filling depth at a lot of different positions. And how much can they do in one off season? I know Ryan Callahan said, "Hey, we got a premium pick. We've got some cap room to work with. We expect to be competitive and expect to make strides in one off season." So as curious I am about some of these other teams, most curious obviously what the Titans are going to do, how they're going to use these 8 picks, and what free agency is going to look like with some money to work with.
I'll tell you this too. Every time they talk, they're effusive in their praise of Tyjae Spears. Going to get more work. Rand said he's made of the right S word. I'm really excited to see what that offense looks like, obviously, next year, but really excited to see what Spears looks like in year 2.
Yeah, because he'll get better. And it's funny, just you guys remember what it was like after he was picked. There were a lot of people pretty outspoken. Why are you picking this guy? Team's already got a running back. This guy's got injury histories. It's kind of almost a joke. He was almost, people making fun of the pick after he was made. And then Tyjae had his introductory press conference during that rookie minicamp, and half of it was about his knee, and he got to the point where he was tired of talking about it. Just says it kind of took a "hey, let me prove it" approach, and he proved it. I think to fans and to media. He also proved it inside the building, just his work ethic and his ability. So he's hungry to be better, and certainly could have a much bigger role this offseason, depending on how things play out at the position.
What do you think the most important drill is for skill position players?
The 40. I mean, I think so. Just because that's, guys make, that's what they're getting paid for, is their speed, and guys who run slow, it works against them probably too much. Like
Jerry Rice,
like Jennings, even Juwan Jennings. I mean, slips and falls, but then he's had obviously a really good career because the game is more than just about speed. But obviously, other guys will run a blazing fast speed, and it'll change their lives, like Chris Johnson running a 4.24. So I think the 40 is the most important as far as where you're drafted and what teams think of you. Obviously, all of them matter, but I don't pay as much attention to the hand size and some of the other measurements as much as I do what a guy runs.
I forgot about the hand size. Every year we'd start measuring our hands in here.
Yeah, you got short arms and stuff, guys.
And Dawn Davenport actually has freakishly long fingers, but she has a small hand. So it I don't know. Anyway, it's that time of year, that's for sure. Hey, thanks for checking in. I know you were busy today, man.
Yeah, well, I'm back at work this week, because this was kind of the big Titans news day with both those guys talking, and so glad it worked out.
Yep, we're going to spend all our time on it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, talk to you.
All right. At Jay Wyatt Sports, got to get to St. Elmo's, get those big old shrimp cocktail.
I've heard that they may be in the building tonight, Coach Mack and crew.
At St. Elmo's?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I'm not sure you would like the shrimp cocktail sauce.
Yeah, I don't go there, Larry. I don't go there, Rob.
Oh, you don't eat it at all?
I mean, if
it's hot up there.
Cold shrimp?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Slay, you're missing out.
Mm-mm. Remember, I did it one time, and I had to get hooked up to IV in college.
What?
Yeah, before the Louisville
Oh,
game.
you're allergic to it?
No, I don't know what happened. I got
Was it the
food poisoning.
horseradish and the cocktail sauce?
I don't know. All I know, we had a cocktail tray. We went and got it, and I crushed it. Next day, we was leaving to go to Louisville. I couldn't make the flight.
Did you like swell up and stuff?
No, I just threw up and stuff.
Oh,
Dry heaves, everything. Had
well,
the IVs.
maybe you got some bad shrimp.
Okay, well.
You ain't getting bad shrimp at St. Elmo's. I'll tell you
Be
that.
fried.
They're
It'll be
huge
great.
too.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fried.
They'll fry me down.
Oh, dude. Shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's. They're huge. The cocktail sauce is incredible. It's hot, though. There's heat to it.
Oh, no. I really don't like it.
Lots of horseradish in that thing.
In the word of Babsy? Yeah.
All right, tons of Titans talk. When we come back, you'll hear more from Brian Callahan. And curious to get your take on what you've heard, if you've heard from these guys today. If you haven't, listen to us. We'll play audio from Carthon and Brian Callahan. And did they leave the door open for wide receiver at 7, or are they playing games with people? 615-737-1045.
What's happening, folks? It's amazing what communication does. You know, it's key to how people operate and provide top-notch service and deliver the best completed projects. Who would I be referring to? Milliken Corp, that's who. Experts in concrete, asphalt, grading, and drainage services every single time, every single part of the year. Does not matter. Cold, hot, slow, warm. It doesn't matter, people. They get the job done. Driveways, sidewalks, patios. Don't be sitting at home wondering and wishing, man, I would love to get my patio started and get people out there and get this barbecue going and have everybody out there on this nice stamped decorative concrete. Don't be the one sitting back watching this go down. Give them a call at 615-238-5909. When you love being associated with people that get the job done, you will love Milliken Corp. They do not bring their standards down. If it's not done to their standard, they tear it down, do it again. And I guarantee you'll love it. 615-238-5909. Not your fault if you choose the wrong asphalt. MillikenCorp.com.
You know what you want, and you only buy what you need to keep you connected. Get the speed that you need at a great price. Get up to 5 times faster upload speeds for smoother connections on the largest gig speed network. Xfinity, delivering gig speeds to more homes than anyone. So get ready to do even more on your devices with gig speeds. Everybody in the house can do anything they need to do. Gaming, homework, your work, whatever you need to get done, Xfinity gets it done. Gig speed internet available to 99% of our footprint. Enjoy all of your favorite apps all in one place with a Flex 4K streaming box. Stay connected on the go with over 20 million secured Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. Xfinity's internet service, bringing you your entire experience together by connecting other services like Xfinity XFi, Advanced Security, Xfinity Flex, and more. To get started, call 1-800-XFINITY, visit Xfinity.com, or drop by an Xfinity store today for more details. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed based on Xfinity's fastest available download speeds. Maximum download speed of 940 megabits per second when hardwired via Ethernet. Not available in all areas. Performance may be limited by customers' device configuration.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. Everybody's paying attention to Indianapolis, but there are some moves being made around the NFL as the Falcons have cut former Titans tight end Jonnu Smith, who had a career high in catches and receiving yards in 2023. L'Jarius Sneed was a player that some Titans fans were trying to pay attention to as a potential of coming to Nashville next season. If they're going to do so, they may have to pay him a little bit because the Chiefs just informed Sneed that they will use the franchise tag on him, but if they cannot work out a long-term deal, that they are open to trading him away. You've got college basketball happening tonight as Vanderbilt in Arkansas gets going at 8 p.m. on the SEC Network. If this was night one of the SEC tournament here in Nashville, this would actually be the first game of the tournament as these teams are number 12 and 13 currently in the standings. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Don Davenport on assignment. She'll be back on Thursday. Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
To watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Talking a lot of Titans football today. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Based on what you heard, what do you think the Titans do at 7? Locked in at left tackle still, or did the head coach talking about the need to have players that could score touchdowns kind of sway you a little bit? F&M Bank Chat is open.
And it's live.
And it is live. Jeremy says, I can't do cold shrimp either. It's a texture thing. I'm that way with a lot of things. Like, texture rules out a lot of things with me. But I do love the shrimp cocktail. Yeah, I do. And the reason why we were talking about that was St. Elmo's is famous for it in Indianapolis. Indy is a kind of an interesting city. You can basically go around downtown like in hallways, sort of, like elevated hallways.
That's true.
Is that a better way to say it? Yeah. Tunnel, above ground tunnels?
Yeah. Bridges.
And it also is a big city, but has a town square.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In the middle.
It does.
But anyway, so the crew may or may not be headed to check out the St. Elmo's, yeah. And so shrimp cocktail, no go for Slay. He said he got sick and had food poisoning.
Yeah, that was my junior year of college. I ain't touched it since.
Anthony, I'm in the building in all caps.
What up, Anthony?
Dewey, Cheatham, and House. Shrimp and spaghetti in an olive oil and garlic sauce, yummy. Ricky says oysters are the worst because of the texture.
Never even tried them either.
And Dewey says, isn't it a circle? It might be. I don't know. I was there one time. I was at Indianapolis. No, twice. It's funny. We went up for the when the Titans made the run. After the Music City Miracle, they go play the Colts in Indy. We went up and did shows from some mall that had like 7 stories in it. It was interesting. But that was a long time ago. And then
they got a mean soul.
Actually, that was the only time I've been there.
Really?
Yeah. So that was, 25 years ago.
Cold-blooded soul food spot up there in that little circle, too. Little center.
Is it a circle or a square?
Square. Yeah, definitely a circle.
I mean, you know what we're talking about. Like every small town in America.
Mm-hmm.
But Indy is a big town with the town square.
A square.
All right, 615-737-1045.
It's strange. I have a strange feeling running through my body right now because I'm excited about basketball, but now listening to Callahan and Rand Carthon today, I'm excited about football.
We do have a
like it's weird
college basketball segment that will occur at some point during today's show.
But I'm intrigued more so by this right now.
Combine week will do it to you, man. Everybody starts talking.
This is.
And listen, I know everybody is like conspiracy theorists with a lot of coaches, and I think that's safe to treat it that way. But right. I think these two guys are pretty open dudes.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
You want to hear some more?
Give me some more.
First, let's get Jake and Brentwood in here. What's Jake? He says he likes watching young men in underwear. I don't know where this is going. Jake, what are you doing, man?
Okay. Okay, I'm officially. All right, Hunk, I told you. Okay, the next time Delilah comes up to you at the family reunion in Smith Lake, I'm letting her have you. Because I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Your phone was breaking up. I just heard young men in
What are you
underwear.
doing to him?
It's just his phone was breaking up, and I just kept hearing him talk about young men in underwear. So I just thought that's what he was talking about.
That's it. Delilah's all yours at the family reunion. I will not be your wingman. I will not hold her back and suck on that, Todd.
Suck him up, Todd. I love that movie.
By the way, I just watched Me, Myself, and Irene, and I did not like it.
What?
I didn't like it at all. Like, at all. Something
Why
wrong
is that?
with me?
Yes.
I did not like it at all.
Absolutely something wrong with you, Euro. What? I'm going to watch it today. I'm watching it tonight.
Sorry,
I think it's one of those that you have to watch a few times before it starts becoming
Dog,
really
so
funny.
many funny parts in it. Good gosh. Oh. Jake, what you got going on, brother?
What I said was why is March so awesome? Because of February. In February, that's right. Why is March Madness so great? Because February sucks. And all we get is a bunch of dudes running up and down the field in their underwear. But my cousin, my blood, decided to throw me right up under the school bus I'm behind, and that was that.
Thanks, Joe. Huh?
I mean, look, all I did, again, I can't help his phone service was going out, and that's all I kept hearing. Just kept hearing him talk about young men in underwear. So I mean, that's what it was about.
We understand what you meant. Hunk likes to play jokes on people.
I know. I get it. I get it. But the truth of the matter, one thing I was going to say, we'll make this sports related. I was listening to Luke Rising earlier. He did a great job. And I don't know if y'all picked up on this, but when he was talking to Coach Callahan, he said this. He said this draft is deep in both wide receivers and tackles.
Yep, he did say that.
Tackles. So anybody out there that wants to make our little left guard a tackle, it doesn't sound like that's the play.
Oh, no, he actually commented on that to Jim Wyatt. He said, I think Peter Skoronski's best position is at guard, quote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so there you go on that one. I think what he meant by that was, and maybe I'm looking at this from like the conspiracy theory of wide receiver at 7. I think what he meant by that was because he also talked about how great of a coach and developer of talent Bill Callahan is, an offensive line coach. I think he was saying that they could take a couple of linemen in the middle rounds and that Bill Callahan could coach them up.
Yeah. It also sounded like his scheme plan as offensive play caller was going to be to get the ball out of the hands of Levis quickly. And he didn't really need much protection. He just needed the ability to snap throw the ball over to a playmaker. That's what it sounded like to me.
Right, to have somebody go get it. You ain't wrong with that, what you heard. I think you heard the right thing.
All right, Jake.
All right. Boys, keep playing. You got 2 more days. Have fun. Love you.
See ya. Let's talk about Babs coming back on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. The Babs NATO.
Is it me or like do you try to make a point to Jake and then Jake's like, yeah, as if he's agreeing with you, but it's also dismissive and then completely changes the topic?
So you really don't know which way is going. Yeah. So that's why you got to listen carefully and just kind of go where his direction is taking us. Yeah, he's kind of like the boat in the river, just rolling. Be prepared to roll.
Karen said black 6.
Yes, we lost that one.
And then she wrote or red 6. It's black 6.
Yeah.
So the story on that is before we went to Vegas, Jake called in and said, whatever you do, put money on black 6 on the roulette table.
Try to get us some money.
So we walked through the casino. The first time we walked through the casino, we stopped at the roulette table. They were taking bets still. Slay had $20 in his hand. Babs had a sheet that she had won from slots in her hand. And we started talking about black 6, and the people at the table heard us. and then nobody did anything.
That's the dumbest thing.
And then she dropped the ball and spun the wheel, and it landed on black 6. And everybody at the table turned around and looked at us like, what in the hell?
Oh.
Why did y'all know that was about to happen?
And didn't bet. Just like giving numbers away and not betting on them. We got to be dumb.
Right? I mean, hey, man, black 6, you're going to hit. Thanks.
I know I'm dumb. Like, that was dumb. The further we get away from it, the dumber I feel. Wow.
We made a lot of smart decisions during that trip. And that number 1 was like to not go out and get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Benny Hanna. I think that was a strong play there. And number 3, I guess, was
the Sunday. The Sunday dessert.
Oh, my gosh.
That was pretty good.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. That's what it was. It was amazing.
Absolutely fantastic.
At the sports bar that had the $32 cheeseburger.
Yeah, that was crazy. And they wouldn't give you a single. You had to get the double.
Double patties.
Max Crosby was doing a podcast directly after they had to pay his fee.
Makes sense.
They pumped up the prices.
Yeah, he was. He was there. Somebody came by. Are you here for the Max Crosby podcast? We're like, no.
We're straight dog. We just can't eat.
Sorry, Max.
Yeah, we're just here watching the basketball games and trying to eat, guys.
We
Sorry.
had food and libations because we hadn't eaten since 7 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, that was a rough day right there.
By the way, I talked to Todd Furman. He's in Kauai.
Who?
Todd Furman. He's in Kauai.
What is Kauai?
It's an island in the Hawaiian Islands.
Oh.
So a lot of people, I was talking to him about this, like, because we'd been to Kauai, and it's the most beautiful place on earth. I mean, it is unreal.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot going on there. Like, it's a quiet thing, you know? It's not like, here's a water park or whatever. None of that. That's all over in Honolulu or whatever.
Yeah.
But they've got Waimea Canyon and Honolulu Bay, and, I mean, it's just beautiful. So I was talking to him, he was like, dude, this is the second time we've been here. It's amazing. But Kauai, the head of the food chain is a rooster. Like in terms of animals, you think like a island in the ocean, Pacific Ocean, would have like snakes and I don't know, bats,
anything.
And, all
not a rooster.
Rooster, and they walk around there like right in the middle of the road, and you stop for them.
Nah, well, you be fried 2 breasts and a couple legs. That's what you'll be for me.
All right, when we come back,
here at the bottom of the food chain playing with me. Good.
Smeared on your tire?
Yeah, we're going to stop for it. Yeah,
they stop for it.
Yeah, we are. We're going to stop and pick them up. You got a place to be. That's in the skillet. Shoot.
You're out there hunting
Yeah,
on the
you
road.
walk around in the road like it's like you own the road. I got something for you. Come on with me, buddy. I'm going to show you something. With a little hot sauce.
I was in Fairview one time, and there were guys. I was behind a truck, and there were guys in the back of the truck. And here come deer, and they were jumping from one field to the other, going across the road.
Yeah.
My guy stood in the back of that truck, took out his shotgun, bam, right in front of me.
Free game.
I mean,
you see all this free game hopping across the street?
So I was like, I guess I'll go around.
That's how I'd be. Kauai Rooster meet Louisiana.
I don't know how legal that was.
You know how good it's going to taste?
Standing in the back of a truck. I don't even care that somebody was behind him.
I like it.
All right, more for Brian Callahan and Rand Carthon. We'll see where you tell their draft direction at 7. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What is happening, good people? Listen, you feeling a little tired, a little grumpy? They said, hey, man, Slay look a little tired. Well, if that's the case, I need to scurry on over to Low T Center because they will get everything back in order. When they testing vitals, you can go do the exact same thing, get your T-levels tested, only for $25 right there at Low T Center. Results back in about 25 minutes. Make your health and quality of life a priority. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Is your home missing something when it gets dark? Maybe outdoor lighting. You guys know we did this whole backyard project at our house, but it was hard to enjoy it at night because we just didn't have enough lighting. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives Nashville is changing that for us. A local and family business. They've been here for 38 years. The owner, Bob, came to the house, talked about what we needed, designed a plan for our backyard, and it is absolutely perfect. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives is Nashville's oldest landscape lighting company. They're the leader in LED technology, and they can design, install, and maintain your lighting. Hey, side note, if you've ever been to Cheekwood over the holidays, it's gorgeous, right? Well, you've seen their work. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives has installed and maintained those holiday lights for the last 8 years, and they can do the same for you. Go to outdoorlights.com/Nashville and tell them Dawn sent you.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Titans head coach Brian Callahan, general manager Rand Carthon meeting with the media today. They also both were on the Buck Rising show. Buck up there live in Indy. You can catch him 10 to 1. Doing a great job covering the event. Titans radio crew up there too, doing a great job covering the event.
Phenomenal job.
Lots of Titans content for you, and they were talking about a lot of things. Titans seem content at 7. Teams haven't been nosy yet, but they'll see if someone does get nosy.
Right.
I might be down with the plan to move back and acquire picks.
I'm not.
You're not. I was just thinking, like, if the draft is deep at wide receiver and offensive tackle, as Brian Callahan said today, maybe having a couple of more mid-round, like second round, third round pick, they don't have a third round pick, would help.
Right.
With that.
I just think, man, if it's somebody up there that you think can be a game changer, you go get them. Like, if it's an opportunity to go get a Brock Bowers, like, let's not trade out of this spot or anything. Joe Alt, even if it comes down to Malik Neighbors, like, I don't want to trade out. R.O. Duze. Like, let's go get these guys, man. Like, why are we letting somebody else go get them? Let us go get them. Gotta have a good time with them. We can make them be something.
Are you coming around on the idea maybe of a playmaker on the outside at 7 now? Are you opening your mind today a little bit? Because you've been left tackle solidly the whole time.
Just a little bit.
Except for Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers is the only
one guy.
That's the only one guy. But you gotta have. I just know what can be done, what deficiencies can be masked with the line. Like, why can't you go get an outside threat to develop? I mean, I need a line, man. Listen, I'm scarred. Maybe that's what it is. I'm scarred from the last 2 years. I need a line. I'm tired of seeing our running backs get hit in the backfield. I'm tired of seeing our quarterback being down, looking at his ankle. Tired of him hobbling back, trying to fight to get back. 2 weeks later, come back in, have a good game. Then the next week, the offensive line falls down again and let him get hit, get hurt again. Like, I'm sick of that. I want our quarterback upright. Rules are in place for where a quarterback can make it. Like, he don't have to be under pressure like this. There's rules there. They can barely touch the quarterback, and our quarterbacks get nailed. So, no. Give me an offensive lineman. I'm an offensive line. I'm still standing strong.
Man, I want playmakers on the outside. I want an explosive offense. I trust that Will Levis's arm talent is such that he could take advantage of multiple options that have to be defended. I also think that he is tough and can stand in there and deliver the quick throws when they read pressure. And I want playmaker on the outside. Or Brock Bowers.
Look what he did at Pittsburgh.
I'm loving wide receiver right now.
If he's that guy, and you shore up that offensive line, he can create a guy. He can help.
Interesting.
He can help a receiver become that guy.
I mean, I think you can make a sales pitch on both things.
That's what I was trying to say.
So, Teron Davenport, Traylon Burks is out training with D-Hop and some other professionals.
Hey!
Rand Carthon said today. He also said this, and I thought this was an interesting point. He said, and it's an offseason where Traylon Burks is not having to get healthy.
That's good.
Can we finally see the light come on? I got all excited asking you that question.
Because I automatically flashed back to last year when he was healthy coming into it, and man, he was rolling. Dude, he looked so good, getting ready to go up there and have the inter squad scrimmage with the Seattle Seahawks. And boy, when I say he came off that line and burnt that receiver, made a terrific catch, and stayed up to get the yak yards to get in the end zone, and that's when he hurt his knee. Like, if he's healthy, I truly believe Traylon Burks is a problem. When healthy.
Right. So, D-Hop, Traylon Burks,
I like
work some Kyle Phillips in.
Tajay Spears.
A Dunze on the outside.
No.
Chig, more development.
Brock right there.
Another wide receiver you draft at some point?
If you go get Brock with a Chig, you don't even need to get an outside.
Brock, I'd like to have a Brock with a Chig, please.
I just applaud you guys for
with
even
cheese?
saying Kyle Phillips.
I keep forgetting about
no,
it.
No, you can't because
not now.
You look at him what he did in Pittsburgh.
Different deal now.
You got. They're gonna use him.
I mean, he had that one game and then Vrabel sat him.
Sit down. You think you're gonna be good in this system? Sit down.
I don't like you, man.
Yeah, you find the corner. But listen. Hey, man. Give me Burks. Give me Burks right there. I like iron sharpening iron. I like DeAndre Hopkins taking him up under his wing. He was durable. Maybe he can teach him a couple of things. Moving forward, he needs somebody else with him. You got a quarterback that's going to sling it. Sure, just imagine. He probably telling Traylon Burks, just imagine, man, we get that offensive line to give us 2 more seconds. Phew. Man, we're going to put it there. And that's what I'm with. Joe Alt.
Or if we can read pressure, then we have the quick throw, the hot route, and he's got the arm talent to get it out and get it there quickly.
Yeah.
And if we don't read pressure, then we got time. Because the offensive line, we were told by people that we trust, will immediately be better no matter what with Bill Callahan. Not the best in the league or anything like that, but not the worst.
If we can just be between 16 and 20, we're fine.
That's actually, I think, the number that, like the range that I was told.
Oh, really?
Just by him being.
Well, there we go. If that's the case, then you got a whole different ball game playing.
Sam Phelan from Titans interviews at NFL Combine. His take: Tyjae Spears will get larger.
What in heaven's name, Slay?
This is a.
Do you hurt yourself when you do that?
Yeah, yes, it falls on top of my foot, and this is a heavy little wood.
I thought that he was doing like a drum roll. Like, what did he say? No,
seriously, that needs to be fixed by whoever fixes whatever that is. It's the door that opens up to the bottom of the console that has all the wires going through it.
Yep, and my legs are kind of long, so it's going to be hard not to hit it.
You can go sit over at Babsy's spot.
No, I don't want to be in Babsy's spot.
Every time you start to get healthy, Slay, look what happens.
What happened to Babsy's pink mic?
Oh, it's down there. It's still there.
I don't see it.
It's in front of one of the computers.
Okay. Anyway, Tyjae Spears will get a larger 2024 workload. This from Sam Phelan, his notes by what he'd heard today. Neighbors Harrison Jr. not test will not impact their standing on Tennessee's big board. Well, they ain't getting Harrison Jr.
Nah, you can forget about that.
At least one quarterback will be added to compete with Malik Willis for the backup job. We've been on that for a while.
Yeah.
They seem content at 7. Teams have not been as nosy about trading up this year.
I nosy.
Would not be surprised if they draft more than one wide receiver. In on that. The problem is they need multiple offensive linemen, they need multiple receivers, they need multiple cornerbacks.
Right.
And inside linebackers.
You need a whole lot.
They need to get busy.
And
not with like 7th round guy, Phil,
We ain't trying to do that.
Or 3 7th round guys.
Yeah, we're just going to go back to a developmental stage again. Let's get some guys somewhere out there.
And then in terms of free agency, if that's what you're thinking based on what we just talked about, he said, Rand Carthon said they will try to resist the urge to spend too much too fast. He talked about like being a kid when you came into some money and mom and dad would be like, hey, don't let that money burn a hole in your pocket.
It's difficult not to do.
He actually said it like this.
No, we were very, very close. We were very close. Myself, Vin, and Chad,
on the NFL cap,
we had the conversation probably 4 days prior. And we put our projection, and even looking at the projection we put was like, that might be a little high.
Yeah.
And then I'll say this much: we were single digits. So we weren't 30 million off or anything like that. We were single digits away, which I was like, damn, we were, pretty close. And so it's a gift and a curse because it puts us in an even better position. But the teams that were a lot further away from us, they're now a little closer.
Yeah, the marketplace is more open for everybody.
So it puts them well positioned. But like I said, we have to exercise patience, right? And I think I kind of talked about it somewhere. I can't remember. It's like when we were young, and you get money from the tooth fairy, and you got the money in your pocket, and you go to the store, and you want to try to buy everything that's in the store, and so my parents would say the money is burning a hole in your pocket, and so you have to resist that temptation because, again, you want to be well positioned, in what we call cap casualties, when some of these, veteran guys become free, and you want to be well positioned to bring in some of those guys as well later in the process. And so you have to resist that urge of going out and spending too soon. Hopefully we're past the injury bug here of guys, but that kind of carries over into the season. You want to be well positioned to have operating costs, in case you have to take on some of those, placing guys on IR, having some of those salaries and bringing guys in. You want to be well positioned to have those things. And last year we kind of consistently were in the top 5, in available cap space. So we want to kind of be in that place, forever moving forward.
You know what,
What?
One thing about it, regardless of where they pick, who they pick, listening to the layout from these guys and the Titans organization, I trust Rand and Bill Callahan. I trust the direction they're going.
I do too, based on what I've heard and seen and heard behind the scenes.
That's all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's all we can go with. Like I'm
fired up about it.
Yeah, and that's why I am. And that maybe this is what you were meaning when we were talking Vandy. Like, you know what I mean? If you get rid of a coach, bring somebody new in, it gives you a new found of hope.
New life.
What I mean? New life.
Hope.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's like, because, man, I was sitting right down on just, how you swing your legs on a park bench or a stoop or on a swing. I was sitting there on the edge of the dumpster swinging my legs, and lo and behold, here comes Bill Callahan and Brian Callahan, and they give me newfound energy and hope, along with his staff, along with Rand Carthon. So whatever they pick, I do have my preference. My preference is an offensive lineman without question. But I trust if they seen something this week, doggone it, let's roll with it.
I mean, the 3 important things, right? Faith, hope, and love.
Well, it's all right there.
It's all right there. Anthony, when he talks about saving money for cap casualties, do you think that they have their eye on someone or that they just want available money just in case? Yes.
Available money.
I'm sure they have players targeted, though.
Yeah.
That way, like, the second they hit, there's no thinking. They just do it. But the more important thing is they want available money just in case.
Yeah,
yes.
you've seen from the last 2 years.
Well, and what he was talking about too, like when you have injured players, then you got to go out and sign somebody, right?
Yep.
Or maybe somebody's just picketing outside your facility.
Hey,
finally got your chance.
I almost was there. I was almost there.
615-737-1045 if you want in. 615-737-1045 is the number.
What do the people want?
You know what Brian Callahan told Buck today? He said he's actually been able to get around town a little bit, and that people kind of leave him alone or don't recognize him. He said sometimes he feels the eyes on him a little bit, so he's aware of those things. But his family's still in Cincinnati right now. So he said he's been able to try a couple of restaurants, and he mentioned Cane Prime as one that he likes.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, some good food. I got a couple other spots you should try.
Yeah, but it made me think, like, Cane Prime, like, I mean, that's 5 minutes from here. Like, we could do like a show meeting there after work one day.
Oh, we definitely could. We most definitely could. Appetizers are pretty good, though.
You think the guys over there listen?
Hell yeah. Chefs and cooks always listen to us.
I found that to be true.
Mm-hmm. And Maitre D's?
Maitre D's, yeah. And then the valet guys.
But the valet really rock
Listen,
with us.
if you're a valet out there, seriously, do this little thing for us. Whenever you valet park a car, change the radio station to 104.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna come around and tip y'all about $2-3 for them. Maybe $5.
Just kidding. Yeah, Cane Prime. So that's a spot he likes. 615-737-1045. More with Coach Callahan and Rand Carthon next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, folks? Ron Slade right here coming with you. I'm telling you about Generator Dave and what he means to Cove Generators. He is the expert on everything generators. Talking about a family-owned, which means you are dealing with someone who cares. Technician, which is your project manager, stays on site with you the entire time, making sure that things get done right. And guess what? That's your partner for life right there. Not just a salesman, but always rocking with you. Cove Generators, home Generac home standby generator dealer. You need to call them today and be prepared for any time power goes out. You can be sound and know that your home is protected whenever you roll with Cove Generators. Call Cove Generators to perform maintenance on your Generac automatic standby generator, even if you didn't purchase it with them. So you got another brand? Cool. Still got you. Gonna make sure of it. Visit CoveGenerators.com and never lose power again. All you gotta do is hit them up today at 931-559-3311. That's 931-559-3311, CoveGenerators.com. Stay connected through it all.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you.
Hey.
Working through some takeaways from the Titans head coach and general manager talking today at the Combine, also doing Buck Rising show. You can catch those conversations with Buck on the podcast, the Buck Rising podcast. Get it where you get your podcast.
That's simple.
How about that?
Sound good to me.
You can also watch them on YouTube because they are up there as well.
I watched him on Facebook Live today. As a matter of fact. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always watch on YouTube.
I usually do too. It just it popped up on Twitter that way somehow.
Twitch.
So I clicked on it. You can watch our show, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Gotta love watching this show.
The Evident Bank chat is open. One non-NFL note I saw today. Well, there were several, but this one's interesting. I wanted to get your take on it. So Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart signed an NIL deal. Did you see this?
Mm.
With a company today. It's a private jet company. Nicholas Air Innovative Private Air Travel. Does that mean Jackson Dart can go anywhere he wants at any time? Like, hey, man, I want to go to the Masters this weekend. See ya. Private jet.
In college.
Yes.
He's in
Huh, can you look that up, see what privileges he gets with this dude?
He's in Oxford, Mississippi.
Oxford, Mississippi. They have a private airport right there, like right outside of campus.
Where do you have time to go in a sport that is done year-round?
Maybe his family gets to use it. Maybe his boys get to use it.
Listen, I ain't no hater. But damn! A jet?
Private jet.
Dog. Hey, man, listen, let me tell y'all something. The man upstairs knows, man, that people should be putting different arrows for reasons. And he knew I shouldn't have been putting this arrow.
The NIL era?
He knew I shouldn't have been. He just did like, can you imagine me on a private jet? Do y'all have any earthly idea of where I would be?
Like you have one day off. You're gone.
I don't even need no day off. If I got access to a jet, I just need a couple of hours. I'm everywhere. And everybody's on it with me. Like, man, I need to know the guidelines to this. You're giving a college player a jet, private.
What if he can go anywhere he wants, anytime he wants?
Dang.
Vashon says anywhere and everywhere.
Dude, you could, hey, man, boy.
You'd be down in Miami. Where would you be?
Like, literally everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I'll be
up to New York City?
Man, I'll be in Vegas, Cali. Like, I'll be at other SEC cities. Like, what you doing here? I came down here. What y'all doing for lunch? Man, I'm gonna get on out. Y'all ain't even got nothing. Let me shoot up here to Athens real quick. Yeah, y'all ain't doing nothing either. Let me go over to Big 12. I can just pop around anywhere I want. Like, it's no stipulations on me. I can do whatever I want to do. A jet?
Can you imagine the gas bill on Slade's jet?
Dog. Can you imagine what's on the jet? That's what's like. What am I?
You're talking about when you were in college?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there'd be a pole on the jet, probably.
Dude, this would be a Lord. Hey man,
disco ball.
So they have not put out like the rules of where he can and can't fly or anything, but they have a history with Ole Miss people. Like they have an endorsement deal with Archie and Eli Manning. With Daniel Berger, with Nicole Kidman.
These are pros in entertainment. Is what you're saying?
Nicole Kidman, who lives here.
Yeah, I guess that's how she flies back and forth.
Yeah, but listen.
Why is she going to?
Listen to the people y'all naming. These people are supposed to have jets. People, they got it.
Not Jackson Dart.
The quarterback though of the college. Hey man, a jet. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, let's. Come on, man.
DHB, you got any more years of eligibility left?
Dude,
might let you back in.
I would have never I would have never tried to go pro. Ever.
You already stayed.
Dude,
when no one stayed.
Man, hey, man. No, man. Jets.
Tyler says you need a bed on the jet because the flights are too long.
Who need a bed on the jet? What are we sleeping for? What are we sleeping for? Sleep when you get back home, man.
Maybe you're going to Europe. I don't know.
Man, I'm up all night long. What?
It's not Where's Waldo. It's Where's Slay.
Man, I'd be going to pick up little kids in the community and everything.
Can you imagine how nervous Buzz Peterson would be?
Yes.
Back then.
He barely knew where I was then. And I just had a car. Imagine a jet.
Where'd you get that car?
Man, hey, boy.
The tall man never call you in?
Yes, plenty of times. Me and Doug Dickey were great friends.
Until the door closed.
Till that door closed. Need that door open. Don't close that door. Coach, hey, leave that door open, Coach. And don't have nobody else sitting with you.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I was always told in this business, if you walk in a room and there's multiple managers in there.
It's trouble. It's trouble. Yo, I can't believe a jet, man.
I went in a few years ago and I think it was Allison and Dave Elliott was down there, our sales manager. But I didn't see Dave sitting there. And I walked in, I saw Dave sitting in there. I took a step back and they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I was told never to go into an office where there are multiple managers." And they're like, "Why?" And I said, "Because then your key card would not work."
Well, you ain't got to worry about that on no jet.
Jet, huh? You would have done that?
I've been all over the world, man.
Oh, I'm into this. Drew in Nashville wants to put Slay in the boom boom room. Is that what's happening here?
Drew, how you gonna put me in the boom room?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Slay, I don't think you ever been in the boom boom room, but I'm gonna lock you in.
All right, Hunt, lock him in.
Yes.
All right.
One man on his way into the boom boom room.
Slay, you're there. You got to answer everything truthfully, or Drew won't let you out. Go, Drew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Slay, say you got your on the contract with 104.5, and now your contract is done expired.
Mm-hmm.
You got an offer to another station that's going to double pay you, big time, line your pockets. But 104.5 wants to keep you in and is hoping they can renegotiate and give you a bigger contract.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me in 10 seconds, I'm going to give you 10, what would you do?
Oh, that's easy.
I know my answer.
Yeah.
What would you?
That's easy. I'm staying at 104.5 The Zone, and I'm hearing them out. They're going to have to push me away. Reason being, I've been through that situation before, taking the money and not being happy in the situation. They got fined probably a quarter of the money before. So I'm cool. I'm cool where I am. You can't pay for comfort.
I think that's an interesting I don't think people understand how close we all are here.
Yeah.
It's – I mean,
all the shows, it's
it is one of the best radio stations in the country too. So there's that. All right.
What was your answer that you had, Drew?
Well, my answer is that if I see the bag that I'm going to be offered from another, say a station, whatever, then I'm going to have to take it because that's they're not going. But my former job can't hold me hostage.
Right.
And trying to negotiate on what they're going to do.
What a weird thing to bring up.
What if let me ask you this though, Drew, since we're in the boom boom room, what if when you negotiated though, you spoke to them about what you wanted to do and they saw eye to eye with you and said, let's do that?
Well, hey, all bets are off. Hey, let's go. What do I sign?
All right, Drew, you let them out because we got to go to break.
Slay, thank you, man. You out of this boom boom room.
All right, let them out, Hank.
Hey, y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it, man.
Well.
I can put in the
Looks
boom boom
like
room.
you did good.
It is funny, though.
In the boom boom room.
Wow. The older you get, the less you think the bag means.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's something like okay.
I mean, if somebody just says, "Hey, Slay, here's $10 million,"
they're like, peace, Arriva Dirge. I'll take the station with me. How about that? let's all
Arriva Dirge.
Let's go and get all this together.
Is that an appetizer at St. Elmo's? All right, more 3HL. Thank you, Drew. More 3HL when we come back. You'll hear more from Callahan and Ryan Carthon. We'll also hit on the Kentucky-Mississippi State game today and take a look at Vandy. All that coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
It's a big Saturday night in Smashville. Saturday, March 2nd. See the Preds take on the Colorado Avalanche at 5 o'clock. This game is also rivalry college night. Fans from Alabama and Auburn, War Eagle, show their pride as a part of the college theme night series. These tickets include a branded college and Preds hat. Get tickets for the game at NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And don't miss any games when you secure season tickets. They just went on sale for the 24-25 season. This year, the Preds are giving you a jersey with your tickets, a ton of other great benefits. So make sure to lock in those seats at NashvillePredators.com/season tickets.
Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunt. Grant Carthon met with the media earlier today in Indianapolis ahead of the NFL Combine and was asked about how secure he is with that 7th overall pick and if he likes where he stands.
I like 7, but I'm open. We have to listen to any offers that may come. Our long-term goal is to build this football team into a consistent winner, and the way you do that is building through the draft. And off of that, you need draft picks to do that. So would definitely be willing to listen, but it has to make sense for us.
The Chiefs have informed cornerback L'Jarius Sneed that they are going to use the franchise tag on him, so they could be looking for some potential trade offers and be listening, because they have told Sneed that if they can't work out a long-term deal, that they will be open to a sign and trade. And the Preds back at Bridgestone, 5-game winning streak. Puck drops at 7 p.m. tonight on Bally Sports. With 23 games remaining, they now have a 4-point lead on the St. Louis Blues for that final wild card spot in the Western Conference. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans. So it's home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Happy Tuesday. Brent Doherty with you. Don Davenport on assignment. Should be back on Thursday. Ron Slay is here unloading.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the
unloading
building.
his backpack.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Babsy wanted me to tell everybody this.
So, your backpack had gotten fat, like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man fat.
Like Babsy's backpack.
Bab's got all kinds of problems. I don't know what she's doing. Like, I don't know how her back doesn't give out. Her backpack is so big, and then she has another bag, and then like a purse. And man, she's like a, you know how like, the mules like in the Grand Canyon that carry all the stuff. Like that's her. Like she just goes through the airport with all this stuff, and like it's nothing, and she still zooms ahead of us.
Yes, she does. It's crazy.
Well, your backpack had gotten full and overflown. I'm like, man, you need to like go through that. And so you're like, I am right now.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in
You
here.
got a golf ball in there.
I do.
What's for that? Well, what's for that? What's that for?
I guess I don't know. It's a soft one, soft golf ball. So I guess if I need to throw it at somebody, I won't play catch while I'm in the airport or something. Somebody can toss it back and forth with me.
Maybe
powder.
Maybe Babs has a golf club in her bag. And then you
she could.
You found a Christmas card from Don Davenport.
Yep. Should I keep that?
No, dude. There'll be another one next year.
I mean, probably around this time next year, but yeah, it'll be next year.
I got boy, y'all want to see
what you got?
Unsexy Slay? I got my gummies too, the sleep gummies and chill gummies. If anybody wanted to see
sleep gummies and chill gummies,
yeah, Unsexy Slay. I have it for y'all. This is before sexy was brought back.
YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You'll be able to see it. Yep, this is actually like what led you to change.
This is right.
The picture that popped up on your, was it Super Bowl media
56,
pass?
Yep.
The media pass, yeah.
Super Bowl 56. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. See that? See them big old jaws?
That's amazing. You look like a different person.
I feel like a different person. Look at them jaws. I'm like Garfield with them jaws. Yes.
Not those jaws.
Oh, yeah, not that
jaws.
Yeah.
Jowls.
And I keep this with me so I'd never go back to this. As soon as I feel like I'm getting back to that.
See, here y'all go. Tyler goes, Babs a mule? That's not what I meant.
No. Then sexy back.
And then the next year, the media pass.
Yeah. I'm bringing sexy back. Yep.
I looked like I was getting ready to get put down in a prison yard, like by a firing squad in mine.
All right.
Well, it's like they said you need a picture, and I'm like, of yourself. I'm like, well,
just pick anything.
I'll just take one because I couldn't find one, and so I just took it against the wall.
Against his will.
Yeah.
With a sign in front of him with today's date on it.
Yeah. Newspaper. They still have those?
I mean, it's probably from 4 days ago, but there's a new one.
Like, how do the hostage video, pictures work now? Because there are no newspapers.
Nowadays in caves, they have to get Wi-Fi, and they have to, print something out from today's, athletic or something.
I'll tell you this, man. We'll talk about anything on this show.
Yes, we will. Boom Boom Room stickers. Anybody want Boom Boom Room?
You had stat sheets that were all mangled.
Yeah.
Chapstick.
Mm-hmm.
Inhaler.
Brush,
just in case.
Wave grease.
Yep.
Coin from Presented for Excellence. Trailblazers that lead the charge.
Who presented you with that?
I think when we went to the Army
Navy game?
No, not that one. But when we went
up
in Mount Juliet.
Oh, to the
office.
To the recruitment center.
Yeah. I think that's where it came from.
I wonder if that coin means that you have to serve and you got to go to the Army at some point.
I ain't going to be walking around with that. We got people that love to do that.
Yeah, 615-737-1045.
And I thank you for it, too.
SEC basketball tonight, and then we'll get back to the Titans conversation. Wondering if you guys thought that they kind of tipped their hand at what they want to do at 7. Is it automatically left tackle, or do you think they might go wide receiver? 615-737-1045. Number 16, Kentucky at Mississippi State tonight.
Going down.
Mississippi State minus 3.5. Bulldogs favored by 3.5 over the Wildcats. 6 o'clock on ESPN.
Taking Mississippi State money line, not the minus 3.5. I think the length and the atmosphere of the Humphrey Coliseum will be rocking.
Money line means straight up win for Mississippi State,
correct,
according to Slate. After losing 4 of 6, Kentucky has found themselves winning 3 of their last 4, including the 117 they threw down on Alabama this weekend.
Boom.
Reeves, Dillingham, Shepard, fun, but what about Justin Edwards? 28 points, 10 for 10 from the floor the other day.
Tough.
You're always looking for 3.
Yeah.
Kentucky can score the basketball.
Kentucky can definitely score the ball. Mississippi State can defend the basketball.
Bulldogs have won 5 in a row after losing 5 out of 7. I mean, similar type deal. So they've gotten hot. Josh Hubbard hit 6 threes, scored 32 points in the win over LSU on Saturday. Kentucky won the previous matchup this year 90-77 in Lexington a month ago. Georgia at LSU by 5.5, 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. Got any analysis on this one? I've got nothing.
Who was that?
Georgia at LSU.
Georgia at LSU. Yeah, I think LSU pulls this off. Georgia doesn't have enough guys on the same page. Like, they got a lot of guys that can score. Melendez, Thomason, the list goes, Demery, list goes on and on, Justin Hill. But it's like Abdul-Rahim, it's like 1 or 2 of them show up. And then the other ones come along a little later. But now LSU at home, tough place to play. They do have confidence, and they got leadership that I think is a little better right now player-wise than what Georgia has. So I got LSU in that one, money line.
Arkansas and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt at Arkansas tonight. Arkansas a 10.5-point favorite. 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. Arkansas playing a little bit better. They've won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Vandy's struggling again after knocking off Texas A&M. They've lost 3 straight. Commodores are 7-20 and 2-12.
Do I think they'll win that game? Ask me.
I asked you yesterday, and you said no.
Ask me again. I might change my mind today.
Do you think so?
Nope.
All right. Do you think Vanderbilt will win today?
No. One more time, because
You think Vanderbilt's got them today?
Nope.
I wish those games were flipped. I wish the Vanderbilt game was at 6 and the Kentucky game was at 8.
No, I like it either way. I just like Vandy being on TV because I get to watch them closely and look for, like I was told, look for guys that are going to be getting their door knocked on in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see where they go.
615-737-1045. Shock on YouTube has asked us a couple of different times and just haven't gotten there yet about TSU losing their offensive coordinator. Tyler Roll took the job not long ago, like a month ago.
Yeah.
To be the offensive coordinator for Eddie George at TSU. He took another job already. Did it. He's going to Ohio State. He's going to Iowa State to be the running backs coach and associate head coach. And this happens all the time.
Yep. Will continue to happen, too.
Alabama Kelly DeBoer hired an offensive coordinator and an offensive line coach, and they left a week later.
Right after. It's just this is where the game is. There's a lot of options and a lot of opportunities out there. So,
yeah, and head coaches keep a file.
Yeah,
because assistants move around so fast,
so much. You pass and that fraternity, that circle, man, is different. Like,
and I mean, to be real, like, you love TSU, I love TSU. We all God's people. To be an associate head coach at a Power 5, though, I mean, you have to take that job.
You can't pass it up. You can't pass it up. Not unless you're set on where you are and
you're coach in waiting, or
you try to do something different.
Who are you looking at?
Minivan.
Oh,
peeking in the window.
Van speaking in the window. Tennessee, you made the bet before the game, 4.5. It's 3-2.
This thing almost fell again.
What is going on in here?
It's 3-2 at top of the fifth, man. Come on, Vols.
They score runs
did I take a money line?
They score runs in bunches. Coming up tomorrow, Missouri at number 24, Florida, 11th ranked Auburn at number 4, Tennessee. You won't be here tomorrow. Do you want to break that one down?
Yes. When would you like it, Yoral?
Right when we come back. How about
Let's
that?
get it.
South Carolina ranked 18th in the country at Texas A&M. A&M needs to stop the bleeding or they're done.
Yeah, and I think Texas A&M is favored in that game. I'm taking South Carolina.
Number 14, Alabama at Ole Miss. Could the Tide stumble again?
No, not against Ole Miss.
All right. So all that's coming up tomorrow. When we come back, we'll start with the analyzation of the annexation of Puerto Rico. No, the analyzation of Auburn and Tennessee, and then we'll go back to the takeaways from the Titans talks today at the Combine. 3HL 1045, the zone, 615-737-1045.
You know what else is simple? If you need new windows and doors, simple. Just call Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. That's exactly what I did. I needed new windows in my rental property. I needed new windows in my house. And so I went through all of these different companies to figure out where I wanted to give my business to, who I trusted the most, and I picked Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. If you're like me, maybe you go and Google companies and see what people say about them and look at their reviews on Google. Well, guess what? Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville has a 4.9 rating on Google reviews, and a ton of people love Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Here's the deal. First of all, Pella has been around, I don't know, it's going to be 100 years next year, I think. So you know that their product is quality. They also back everything up with warranty, a 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. And they have a deal going on for you right now. 50% off qualifying installations, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Go check them out. Schedule your free consultation, PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, Tennessee and High Point, 3-2, Vols. You need them to win 7-2.
Yes. It's time to put some runs up on the board, fellas.
Get
the backs to work in.
Going to the bottom of the fifth, High Point had the bases loaded, but Tennessee got out of it.
Yeah, the pitching is really, really good.
I want to get into the training aspect of the discussions today, but we'll do that in just a minute. Hunk, I'm going to start with Callahan number 2, Carthon number 4, Carthon number 7, Carthon number 6.
2467. 2476.
2476. Mix it up on you.
Slay, stop it.
Has your flight been delayed yet?
No, it got delayed an hour and a half, and then 30 minutes later it went back to
normal.
Time. Yeah.
Usually your Tuesday flight's okay, right? Yep. It's the Friday flight that every Friday gets delayed or moved gates or something.
Every single time they do it to me.
There's a lot of flights to Charlotte, though. A lot of people going back and forth from Charlotte and Nashville.
Yeah.
It's because it's a hub.
2 mirror cities. Yeah, it is a hub. American Airlines hub.
Oh, you don't fly Southwest?
No.
Over there.
America.
So you have to have the seat that you have?
Yep. Love it.
You do love it? I thought you needed the leg room.
Yeah, but I get to pick my seat.
Oh. So is that flight not busy, really, usually?
The one on Tuesday, no.
Tuesday.
The one on Friday, yes.
Take the gun, leave the cannoli. Yeah. Brian Callahan talking today on the Buck Rising Show. Why he's been so involved with the Titans scouting process since being named head coach.
It's not like that everywhere. You know, there's a lot of buildings where the coaches, they're given their list, they evaluate their list, and they may or may not even be asked their opinion on a player.
Does that happen to you?
That's happened. Yeah, it's happened before. It's just some places work that way, and it's not, I wouldn't say one's better or worse. It's just how they choose to operate. In Cincinnati, though, because we lack the size on the scouting staff, there's only about 4 or 5 scouts plus Duke, and they're phenomenal scouts, like fantastic scouts. But there's just not enough of them to cover all the bases. And so the coaches become heavily involved in the process, and we have a lot of input into the process, a lot of input in the selection of players. And for me, for the last 5 years, basically functioning as a scout from mid-February till April has opened a lot of perspective on that process for me, and different than what it was as a coach. I see it more from the evaluation side, the scouting side than maybe some guys do. And been out to pro days, involved in the draft room, listen to Duke talk. I mean, I hear every conversation that goes on about players and the process for 5 years there, and so it gives me a window into the other side that maybe not every coach gets a chance to have. And I feel really confident in my ability to, 1, evaluate, and 2, be of valued input in the process.
I like that too, man. As play caller and head coach, you know what you want, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep. That's exactly. I was writing it down just so I wouldn't forget that. He knows what he wants, so he knows what he wants. That's exactly. When you're cooking, you got to be able to go get the groceries. Makes plenty of sense. I totally understand it. And with him going through the chain of command, growing, working his way up, he's been through that process. So I'm sure it's been some that he didn't hit on, and he figured out why. You know, so he got an eye for it. I love being hands-on like that.
So Callahan on with Buck Rising. You can check out the podcast where you get your podcast, the Buck Rising Show. Also, Rand Carthon, the general manager, talking about what he's excited most about this offseason.
Man, this coaching staff.
Yeah.
This coaching staff it's juice, it's energy, and it's kind of just all throughout the building. You know, and just the way we're going to marry, you know, the coaching staff and the scouting staff, and the importance of marrying those two. And then we think and we feel that once those players see our connection, then it's going to create that connection in the locker room as well. It's cool to be, you know, I worked with Denard, 4 years in St. Louis. Also worked with Frank Bush, who I have, the utmost respect for. It's cool to just talk about those two guys specifically. Like, both of those guys have scouting backgrounds, right? So they respect the process. They've done it. Denard was a pro scout, and Frank was an area scout. They both became highly successful coaches, and so it's they understand the process. They understand what it is, and just to like I said, to be able to sit in that room last week and hear these guys talk about their positions and the level of detail and not only the level of detail, but having, hey, these are the prototypes that are playing in the NFL. These are the prototypes. But then to hear him follow up with things like, yeah, it's easy to say, like, hey, as an edge guy, we want a bunch of Myles Garretts. You know what I mean? Like, that's not realistic. But them being able to say,
it'd be lovely.
Oh, it would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? I just had to catch myself. I almost said something else, but
it's all right. We got a dump button. Kirby cusses every once in a while. We got to play it safe.
But to not only hear them say, like, hey, we would love to have these type of guys, but understand that we know God only made so many. So here's how we can supplement if we don't have. You know what I mean? So you have checks and balances. It's like I said, it's easy to go out on the road and grade these, these highly touted guys. But, hey, where are the true value guys that we can add, that we can plug and play, and we can maximize who they are?
Funny.
Funny?
No, funny like
joke's on you.
Interesting funny. like it's
that's funny.
Yeah, like people I love listening to them talk because they have a plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these two guys, it's not like these coaches that are out there like that are trying to tell you something without telling you anything. Like, I think they offer really, at least at this point, a real look into the window, man.
Yeah, I feel that.
The process window.
Yeah, and that's why
funny.
It's funny. That's funny. I guess you can say that in different ways.
It's kind of like, it's funny how they managed to put Voodoo Donuts right outside the security gate. No matter what gate you go to, you can hit it.
And that is funny.
Yeah.
Especially early in the mornings.
You know what's funny? Picking 7th, but being open to picking or trading.
I like 7, but I'm open. We have to listen to any offers that may come.
That's funny.
Our long-term goal is to build this football team into a consistent winner. And the way you do that is building through the draft. And off of that, you need draft picks to do that. So would definitely be willing to listen, but it has to make sense for us.
There you go.
Perfect.
What else you looking for?
I mean, you need a script writer? They just wrote that up. That's perfect.
Boom.
All right, now on to the topic at hand. Strength and conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Rand Carthon asked about that on the Buck Rising show.
Yeah, so that was a talking point for us in the interview process. Throughout the interview process, that was one of our, top questions. And, how do you structure practice during the week? How do you structure training camp? And that was one of the things that stood out with talking to Cali and, their plan. If you look at where Cincinnati's been, they've been one of the better teams. Now, again, you have, freakish things happening. Their starting quarterback goes down last year. But, we want to provide the infrastructure for how we practice to mirror with how we train. You know what I mean? And being able to maximize the workload while not overdoing it. And so trust me, we're very sensitive to that, and eventually get to the point where we have this athletic performance model that we're building, and that's how we're approaching things moving forward. And hence why we're taking our time with the strength coach hire, because those are places that we want to go, moving forward. But we have to make sure we have the right people in place in order to, employ that infrastructure.
The structure in camp, practice, and being able to mirror how they practice and train.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
A whole lot.
I loved hearing that.
Whole lot. And I love them taking their time, because I thought in a sense that when they retained everyone, that they were kind of like, okay, we're going to roll with this for now until it was, this is well thought out, and the investigation is on. Discovery is on. You got to get better at this spot.
I mean,
got to get better.
Listen, fool me once, shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, It's happened 2 years in a row.
Yes.
Or 3.
This is key right here. Yeah, 3. This is key, and I love that. It wasn't no ducking. We'll get to it. No, it's a method to why we're doing it this way, and we're going to be patient in doing it so we can get the right person. I'm game for it. That was because 2 weeks ago, I ain't like what I was hearing. Like, it don't matter, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't like what I was hearing. Well, we were retaining people, and, like, did anybody else see how many people got hurt and injured? Couldn't make it through the season? All right. Let's get it on then.
Let's get it on. Brian Callahan, in case you missed this earlier, I think this was the biggest takeaway today.
You know, one of the
Sorry, Huck, where people can try to look between the lines and see what the head coach is thinking about pick number 7.
Read between the lines.
And everyone's hell-bent on left tackle at 7.
That's me.
Is the head coach? I'm not so sure. Listen.
You know, one of the things I've always said when asked about this debate is I had landed at some point in my career, usually in Denver is usually what I liken back to when we had Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker, Julius Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders. Obviously, we had a great quarterback that was at the end of his career. But those guys in one-on-one situations could win when you needed them to win. And in a tight moment at the end of a game, all those things. And so that's always resonated with me. And when we had a chance to pick a player like Jamar, I always just thought back to what that offense looked like. And that was sort of the vision of what we were trying to look like in Cincinnati with an elite quarterback, elite processor, to find guys that could go win and separate. And the debate was always, well, you got to protect the quarterback, obviously, or you can't throw the ball. And we didn't necessarily believe that. We felt like if you got great players on the perimeter, they can go win versus press coverage. And all the teams that are trying to condense everything and rush the passer, if you can win quick, you can throw quick. So that was our philosophy in that moment. Obviously, Jamar Chase coming out, premier player. There was no doubt that he was going to be an all-pro player. There was no doubt that Penei Sewell was going to be an all-pro style tackle. There was no question on either one of those players,
right.
Their talent level and how they would fit in the NFL. I think that's unique. I don't know that you're ever going to get in a spot where both of those guys
different year
are that caliber of player where there's going to be one that's going to be better than the other, and that sort of makes a decision for you at the end of the day. But I've always felt like today's offenses, I think you still have to protect the quarterback, but to score points, you got to have guys that can score points. And I've always felt that. I've always believed that. That doesn't mean that we're just going to automatically take a receiver.
You're giving people chest tightness,
yeah,
Brian.
no, it doesn't. I don't mean to say that. I'm just philosophically, I've always felt like the more talented receivers you have, the better chance you have to score points. But that being said, we are in year 1 here versus year 3. We were in Cincinnati. We had a young Joe Burrow already played a year, and we were trying to give him as many weapons as we could. So I think the situations, while the position comparison is similar, I think the situations ultimately are pretty different.
Interesting. He said we were in year 3, but he also pointed out Joe Burrow had already played 1 year, which is the same situation Levis is in.
Yep. Let me ask you this, Yor.
But they weren't changing offensive coordinators either.
True. And if you're not out there with Barry Sanders, what are you supposed to do with your run game? That would be my question. You got to block somebody. We've seen too many people come unblocked.
I know, man. I like the idea of having as many playmakers on the outside as you can because the Titans have never been that team.
Nope. That could be a true direction. I'm not saying we're going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I mean, it's always been that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the thought of going different with, like, this conglomerate running back style with Tyjae Spears leading that group, who can do so many different things, with Chig getting better at tight end, with getting more playmakers on the outside, with an arm talent quarterback like Will Levis. I'm excited about it. And the whole Bill Callahan thing has kind of flipped me on wanting to go playmaker with pick 7. That he will be able to develop and that you'll be able to get somebody in the second round or, maybe you trade back and you acquire picks and you're able to get another offensive lineman, another receiver that maybe you wouldn't have if you wouldn't have done that.
My only thing and question I would have to ask, outside of Skoronski, who do you think is a starter even with development?
Nicholas Petit-Frere at right tackle, Brunskill at right guard.
But he coming off injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Petit-Frere, what was his ACL? What was his? I don't
remember.
I can't remember what his was either.
There have been so many injuries, man.
This is true too.
Hit us up, chat.
But so you think Brunskill?
Brewer's an unrestricted free agent, so they'll have to do something there, and then
we ain't going little no more. We've had the $2 steak enough. There's another. I don't use A1 sauce.
I just think this is going to develop into a big time debate because I think the head coach is going to keep saying stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
he ain't wrong.
lean toward players that can score touchdowns, is what he said.
I wonder how much I'm sure everybody has input, and if that's the case,
the more talented receivers you have, the better chance to score points. He's going to keep saying stuff like this.
That's true.
It's going to spark draft debate, which I love.
When is it? Which one is? I can't wait to talk to Savage. Which one is easier to hit on? O-lineman or that skill spot?
I mean,
and them being productive.
When's the last time they went high? Is it Corey Davis? The last time they went high with a wide receiver?
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, because Traylon was mid rounds.
Yep.
And then I think that.
And
right.
Dyson before that.
But then I think like a lot of us you want to forget because it wasn't the same administration and there were circumstances involved as well. But like, what does Bill Callahan get out of Dylan Radins? Like, does Bill Callahan turn Dylan Radins into somebody that can give you minutes? You know? Mm-hmm. But Radins was a pick, right? Like that we all have kind of a scar. Isaiah Wilson, you kind of have a scar there.
Mm-hmm. Scarred up.
What do you think G.G. Bowser's doing right now?
Sleeping. Tired.
It's not late enough for him to be out right now.
He's too tired. Brother needs sleep.
From the day drinking?
That was 2020, man.
Thing is,
I know. That was COVID year. They couldn't meet face to face.
And that was pick 29.
Slate, you mentioned Dyson. Dyson was 16. I mean, that's still
I thought that was,
Yeah. What about Kendall Wright?
He was 20th overall.
So it's Corey Davis. I mean, Corey Davis was 5, I guess, I think.
Yes, because Kendall Wright was 20th overall, and then Corey Davis was 5th
5.
overall.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So that's the last time they went this high with the wide receiver.
17 was okay. So man, that was a lot of draft picks in 17.
And Kenny Britt was 30th overall.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks in 2017.
Odunze is working out at the combine. He's doing everything. So he is across the board listed as like the third guy. So it'll be interesting to see if he can elevate, right? Like, so you'll actually Eki Bop says shoulder injury for MPF. That's right.
Good job, Bob. Bob knows.
615-737-1045. Odunze will work out. Malik Neighbors is the other guy. Marvin Harrison Jr. will be gone. Bowers will probably be there. Joe Alt may go to the Chargers, which means Fashanu is there. And gives you room to check, to dial back a little bit if all of those guys are still there. 615-737-1045.
I'm looking. What is happening, good people? Listen, you feeling a little tired, a little grumpy? They said, hey, man, Slay look a little tired. Well, if that's the case, I need to scurry on over to Low T Center because they will get everything back in order. When they testing vitals, you can go do the exact same thing, get your T-levels tested, only for $25 right there at Low T Center. Results back in about 25 minutes. Make your health and quality of life a priority. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Okay, did you know that probably 80% of new home buyers don't ever shop around for the best mortgage loan? That is a huge mistake, especially right now because mortgage rates have come down a lot in the past couple of months. Loan Pronto is who you need to call because they will always find you the best rate. Not all mortgages are created equal, and people who use Loan Pronto save on average $3,500 just in closing costs there. And on top of that, they get a better rate, which of course saves you more and more, thousands more every single year. So maybe your go-to lender are great people, your banker, your agents, whatever, but don't assume that they are giving you the best deal. Call Loan Pronto. You can get a quick second opinion, or you can even start the entire process online. That's why they are able to find the best rate, kind of cut out middleman there. LoanPronto.com is where you can start online, or just give them a call. Let them help you with whatever you need rate-wise. 615-499-5780. That's loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Slay Dog with the -4.5 on Tennessee and High Point. Tennessee just scored a couple of runs. 5-2 now. Going
Come
to the
on,
seventh inning.
Vols.
But Tennessee had a man on first, so they had the cover run at the plate, and Vitello tried to steal and got thrown out.
Tony, no need getting cute.
Just get that 2-run over.
Do what we got to do.
Keith Bullock in studio tomorrow with me as Davenport is out till Thursday, and Slay Dog will be in Charlotte.
I will be, Yor. And you know what I'll be covering tomorrow?
Missouri at Florida, Auburn at Tennessee, South Carolina at Texas A&M, Alabama and Ole Miss. We didn't break down the Vols in Auburn like we said we would.
Oh, yes, we will.
Right now.
Yeah.
You won't be here tomorrow.
I know.
What do you think happens?
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen.
All right.
This is a grand opportunity for Jonas Adu to test and see exactly where he is amongst the big men in the SEC. You want to be one of the best? Here's an opportunity to knock off one of the best. Janai Broom is one of the elite big men. So is Tolu Smith. You're going to have an opportunity to go head up with him. You got to bring it. Jalen Williams, I heard, will travel with Auburn. I think it's game time decision if he's going to play or not. If he plays or not, it doesn't matter. You still got to be able to come out and roll with it. He shouldn't be fully healthy if he does, but he does bring a different element to the game for Auburn. This is what you need to happen. You got to get up under Trey Donaldson, the point guard for Auburn. You got to get up under Aiden Holloway, the point guard for Auburn. Take them out of the game, and the reason Kentucky was able to run off on them is because those guys had terrible games. Take the ball out of the point guard's hand, make somebody else play. They're no longer setting up plays. They're just playing one-on-one.
So that's just the guy Ziegler energy game.
Yep. Him,
seems like.
Meshack, excuse me, Gainey, Santi, all of these guys, the same thing they did to Auburn, the same thing they did to Kentucky, to Reed Shepherd, same thing they did to Alabama against Mark Sears. Like when you rattle those guards, same thing they did to Wade Taylor against A&M
Sears scored,
recently.
but he scored late.
Yeah. And
so if you look at his numbers, you're like, oh, 17, okay.
And he was turning the ball over. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They turned it over early, and you got live ball turnovers, so you was able to push the ball, get down, and get some easy buckets where they didn't have to set up. So I think Tennessee runs away with this one, man, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I want to read you this and get your take on this.
Okay.
I saw this from 24/7 Sports talking about most improved players, okay? So the pick for Tennessee was Jonas Adu. All right.
Okay.
Tennessee can get to a different gear because of Dalton Connect, but Adu's eye-popping improvement is another huge reason for the Vols' surge to the top of the efficiency marks. The 6'11 center is an outstanding shot blocker. Adu owns the SEC's third best block percentage at 10, and opponents shoot a measly 47% at the rim when Adu is on the floor. But Tennessee can go to him for a bucket. He's not just a lob threat. Adu is averaging 12 points and 8 boards per game, and he'd probably average double digits in rebounds if Tobe Awaka didn't steal literally every rebound when they're both on the floor together. Yeah. Adu is the pick, but Tennessee point guard Zakai Ziegler certainly has a case for most improved player also.
Absolutely. And I'm cool with that. If you give Jonas Adu most improved, Zakai Ziegler should be first team All-SEC, first team All-SEC defense, and defensive player of the year. No ifs, ands, buts about it. They 1 and 2. If it's 8 people on the first team, I believe Zakai and Dalton Connect should be on the first team. This game right here gives Adu the reason for people to argue his case that he should be on first team All-SEC. If he goes out and plays like he did in this last game, these last 4 games against these 4 teams. Boom.
David in Lebanon next up. David, what up?
Oh, not too much. I was just going to say, I think Adu might get put in the boom boom room by Broom tomorrow.
Hey, listen.
The broom room.
Hey.
The boom boom room.
That's right. Thank you. I'm telling you, like it's a possibility.
That's gonna be a great match.
If that
might
happens,
have to lock the door.
Yeah.
Lock the door, War Eagle, baby.
That is. There's a little War Eagle.
I love
okay?
it, David. Call in before the game.
Yeah,
That's what we encourage people to do.
I respect that.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
like Babs ain't here.
Nope. Need some help. See, Hunt gonna play. He gonna teeter the line. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, man. If you got that opportunity, like I would circle. My calendar used to be circled to be able to play against guys like Udonis Haslam, Mario Austin. The list goes on and on. Irwin Dudley from Alabama. Like These guys this is where you test to see, who's who. And not many times you get a one-on-one battle with a guy that's supposed to be a lock for first team All-SEC. You get to show that.
Did you think that Adu would turn into this this year?
Nope.
I mean, they go into him, and he's got a variety of ways to get the ball to the basket.
Yep.
That left-handed little hook thing?
Yep.
That's crazy.
No idea. No idea he would be this way. I thought Tobe was going to be the one to take the step, and he did take a step, but a dude took
more reasonable step.
Yeah, his step was so big, you can't even notice what Tobe is doing anymore. It's like, wow. So it's going to be interesting, though. With Jalen Williams out on the floor, does two big man line up, they get physical with them, control the boards. I'm telling you, this game could get ugly.
A lot of what Tennessee, like when you evaluate, like what is this game going to look like in a game involving Tennessee, is how it's officiated too.
Yep.
Because Tennessee's a very physical football team, basketball team.
No football, yes.
Very physical basketball team. So if there are like little touch fouls being called early,
they can throw it off.
Hinders them.
It does. It absolutely does. But I will say, guys have taken a step in the right direction when you look at Meshack and Gainey coming back from that Arkansas game and Missouri game, being able to right the ship when Zakai went out for a rest. The depth is real right now. And the depth is real for a lot of teams, especially these last four opponents that Tennessee is going to play.
Fun day today, talking a lot of Titans football. Mm-hmm. A little bit college basketball.
Man, I forgot yesterday, man. Shout out to my little sister, man, going into the Hall of Fame for volleyball up at Austin P.
Hey.
Yeah, go P. Man, Ashley Slade, way to represent, man. Hall of Famer, dog.
That's incredible.
Didn't start playing until her freshman year of high school.
Wow. I mean, she'll have HOF next to her name for the rest of her life.
Forever.
Ever.
That's just, love you, big head.
APSU. All right, back at it tomorrow. Keith Bullock will be in for Slay and Dawn. So tune in. We'll have all kinds of combine coverage for you. Love y'all. Be safe out there. Good night. God bless.
See you. Wouldn't want to be.